Welsh local knowledge coming into play again here in the TKM Extreme for Owain Rosser, the rookie, on pole position alongside Carl Sproat, with Alex Patterson and Joe Forsdyke on row 2. Grant Edgley P5, but 2 to watch out for at the back. James Ogden P7 and Matt England having a howler of a weekend in P9 off the grid and last place. Away we go then into the first corner for the first time, and it's Owain Rosser who hits the front in the 53. He knows this place like the back of his hand, and he can use this to his advantage.
Small grid this year in TKM Extreme, unfortunately, but I still expect it to be extremely competitive.
Yep, the first 2 drivers, Rosser and Patterson, is up into second position, having beaten Carl Sproat off the line. Now, this is an interesting territory here for 2 rookies to the class in first and second place. It's great to see new faces up amongst the established guard, and Carl Sproat is down in third position in this first lap. It's all about playing the rhythm and consistency here. He's got to be careful because these 2 guys out in front are already threatening to stretch the advantage. Look at this, they're already trying to pull away. Patterson, the leading privateer, of course, but in fourth position, just behind Carl Sproat, is Joe Forsdyke. He's got to get on with it.
Last year's champion won the championship at the last round, if you remember, had to win the race and hope that things went his way. And James Ogden that day had an absolute disaster, came into the round leading the championship and went out in second place. Started P4, Joe Forsdyke, today, and currently in fourth place. He'll be wondering what's going on here, though. As he moves up into third, he'll be looking at the front 2 thinking, do they know who I am?
And let's not forget as well, the man in last place at the moment is the O-plate. So once again, history replaying itself out here as James Ogden having another miserable day at the office compared to where he was. He's up to 8th place now. Matt England is up to 7th.
Make that 6. Make that 6 as he goes through the turn. There's England going through to 6th place, or is it 5th? I think
it is 5th now. Yes, he managed to get past 2 of the 53. Rosser at the front. Look how hard he's pushing. The back wheel lifts off the deck as he slams on the brakes.
And Ogden down to last place, Jake. Look.
Yes,
James
indeed.
Ogden having an absolute nightmare.
What on earth is going on here? It is the equivalent of seeing Lewis Hamilton at the back of the Formula One field for no apparent reason at all. It is weird to see Ogden right at the back of the field here. Oh, and that's second place running wide. That was a big moment for Patterson. He manages to collect it together before he loses second place to Forsdyke, but that will be a statement of intent. Forsdyke will know he is putting the man in second place under pressure. It's time to go for it. And behind him, that is Sproat and England. The chase is on.
I'll tell you what, England looks spicy here. England looks like he's got the pace to take this one. He's close enough, if good enough. We know that he is. I'm absolutely delighted to see Matt England racing the championship last year. You remember the previous year he won the TKM scholarship package to race in Super 1 for the first time last year. At the end of the season, finished on the podium, and I said then it'd be great to see him come back. I wasn't sure that he and his dad would make the trip back to Super 1 this year. Thought they might just do the 1 year when they had a free drive, but it's great to see him back. And look at this, in 5th place, but certainly close enough.
Well, Matt England, of course, could be the third part of the triumvirate here, gunning for the championship, as here comes Sproat. He's another one to keep an eye on in 2015. There could well be 4 drivers gunning for the championship, and we're not even starting to talk about Rosser and Patterson when we talk about championship. If this isn't a one-round gung-ho, then they could be well in contention for a championship fight as well. It looks like we could have a 6-card scrap for the title.
Yeah, Owain Rosser looks really good, doesn't he? Very good indeed. Now, he needs to come away from this round with the championship lead effectively. This is his home circuit, it will be. But it's how he competes the rest of the year, as we see England up the inside of Forsdyke. So the champion drops to 5th, and England comes from the back of the grid to 4th place now. But I don't think he's going to finish there.
You're absolutely right. He is having an absolute barnstorm of a race, but I love watching the leader, Rosser, make his way through the hook. Watch again as he comes through. Hopefully the camera will pick him up in the lead. He's got this incredible, aggressive, banzai style under brakes. We don't quite see it this time, unfortunately. Just as I talk about this thing, we're never going to see it. But the back wheel lifts up off the deck as he slams on the brakes and up to the lead. That's Patterson. There's a little touch between them. That's okay. They managed to save it, and Patterson defends nicely, takes the lead from Rosser. Great scrapping, and that's brought Matt England onto the back of Carl Sproat, and the number 1, Joe Forsdyke, right in the tail of them. 5 karts scrapping for the lead.
Joe Forsdyke's looking at the 4 karts in front thinking, hold on a second, I should be out front, you should be chasing me. I've got something on this year. He probably thought, well, it's a small field, I'm definitely the favourite, and let's be honest, if William Hills were making the book, as I've said before, Joe Forsdyke would definitely be the championship favourite, but he's got it all on.
I love it when the bookies' predictions fly out the window and we get a real contest of it. Patterson in front of Owain Rosser, and these two rookies have really thrown a spanner into the works of the established guard here, and they are holding their own competitively. Let's
England
not forget
up the
that.
inside.
Yep.
England for third. Nice move on Carl Sproat there in a difficult corner. Gives the push signal straight away, Jake.
Yeah, that's always going to be something that someone like Carl Sproat will be sick to the stomach to see. He's been overtaken, and then come on, let's push. Well, what do you think I'm doing? I'm here doing the best I can to overtake you. Never mind catch up to the leaders. But these two rookies...
Look at that. Owain Rosser just thrown something off his car. Looks like a sponsor sticker or something like that has come loose. He's just ripped it off and thrown it onto the track.
Well, that's the one thing you don't want, a distraction like that when you're in the middle of a battle for the lead here, particularly as a rookie trying to prove himself amongst the elite of the TKM Extreme field. He's really got to keep his concentration levels high, and something like a sponsor decal flapping in the breeze, well, he needed to get rid of it quickly, didn't he? Especially now that little distraction, look, it's allowed Patterson to get away.
Coming into Chandler's, thought Matt England might have a look in McWhirter's like he did last time for that move for third, but didn't do it this time. Close enough to the man in front to have a move in Raymond's though, and if Carl Sproat sees that, he'll go with him. Is he close enough? Not sure he is this time, so it's still the man out front.
Oh, there's a little bit of a nudge there. That's Matt England going sideways. I think Sproat just got a little too close to him under braking, and that's allowed Forsdyke through into third position. England's fourth. Sproat is there in fifth position. Now, I don't think that was intentional. I think they just got a little bit too close together under braking, and thank goodness Matt England was able to just about get the kart stopped, but that was a very close moment, and Sproat looks like he's actually dropped back as a result of that.
Yeah, as a consequence of the contact, Sproat's come off worse. England's still there. Fortunately, England's only lost one place as a consequence of the contact going into Raymond. Still there in fourth, right behind the champion from last year, Joe Forsdyke.
Yep, and Carl Sproat's now backed into Thomas McMurray, who's in sixth position trying to move up. Here comes England on the inside into Raymond's. Beautifully executed. It's like, do you remember in 2007 when Fernando Alonso joined McLaren and this upstart called Lewis Hamilton came and showed him a clean pair of heels? It's like that in this team at the moment. Later on into the race, and we can see that England has not only got past the reigning champion, but he's pulled away from him.
Still Patterson out front with Rosser in behind. Rosser close up in behind as they come out of McWhirter's one more time through Lancaster curve down to Chandler's one more time, out onto the Spitfire straight, down into the Dell. There's a little chicane here. You go through Diggers and that brings you out onto Hanger Straight, brings you down to Raymond. So here comes England for second place. He's in third at the moment, but not for long, and England through to second from the back of the grid. I know it's only a small grid, but it's still a great performance by Matt England so far.
Especially when you consider how competitive this grid is. Yes, the numbers are not high, but you can see, look, everybody is here to watch this one. This is a fascinating championship. It's one of the crowd favourites. TKM Extreme, he's going for the lead, he's got it! Brilliant move up the inside of Al Patterson, and there's a little bit of a jostle as Patterson has to shut the door to avoid Rosser coming through as well. And Matt England, again, the cheeky push signal. Come on, boys, let's get a bit further forward. Let's get away from my teammate.
He's already got a couple of kart lengths, hasn't he? Well, he did, not anymore. He's been closed back up, but he come out onto the straight down to the hairpin. He will want to hold on to the
into the barriers!
Oh, it's Patterson!
How did that happen?
That all his own work. He's just run wide and hit the barriers. Let's have a look at the replay.
Has he got too high on
There
the curb?
He
yes, he has.
Curb.
High
he
on the curb,
wide.
runs wide.
He can't control it. He catches the tyres with the left side of the kart. And I think you'll see him bang the steering wheel. There you go, in frustration. He knows that's all his own work.
That is the most depressing way to go out of a race when you're right in the thick of the field. You know that you can win the race. You know you've got the speed and the pace, and all it takes is just one wheel dropped off to the curb. Matt England, still the fastest man out on track with the fastest lap. Owain Rosser, the leading rookie, still second place, holding off the reigning champion. He must be scratching his head thinking, how on earth is this happening? How is a rookie managing to hold this position so well?
Look at the points if he stays like this. 185, 184, 183, 182. How close do you like your karting championship?
Oh, I tell you what, this is going to make the 2015 season so much more exciting, and it is going to end that way. It's a great win from the back of the grid for Matt England. 2 arms in the air in jubilation. That was a well-won race in fine form, and snatching 6th position on the line. James Ogden just beating Ferguson for the top 6. Edgley managing to come home in 8th position, but it's England from Rosser, Forsdyke, Sproat, McMurray, Ogden, Ferguson and Edgley. Poor bitter luck for Alex Patterson. He could well have been on the podium.
You won both heats, didn't finish the first final. What was your mindset starting that race?
Just basically work my way from the back, keep consistent, take the win. Just keep the tyres warm basically, and just work my way through the pack. That's basically it.
As a driver, when you have that heartbreak in the first race, how do you motivate yourself to go back out in final number 2?
Just keep calm really, and just focus towards the win really.
1 race to go after the break. It's the official MSA British Championship for senior karting, KZ1.